Jesus is often asked questions, either to trip him up or test him. In the gospel for this Sunday, Jesus is asked, are many going to be saved or just a few? And Jesus has a good answer, and we'll talk about that this homily today. When I was a young Jesuit, very young, entering religious life, there was a great emphasis on performance. And early in my formation, I got corrected. Very little things. I used to pray with my hands like this. No, the proper way is like this. Everything was proper. You could not cross your feet or legs when you were sitting. You could not look at anybody, a superior, in the eye. You looked right above their nose. All really funny things, but very serious at the time. We have a little funny phrase now in older years. We just say, I just want to do what's right. Well, what's right? That's the question. Whatever I want to do, that's what's right, if you look at it one way. Well, what is the difference between being approved and belonging? Maybe that's what was going on in early Jesuit formation and early Catholic formation. Doing the right thing, how to genuflect, how to receive communion, how to do everything, and that the doing was what made you right. Jesus has a great story about the Jews are asking him, are we going to be saved? And Jesus said, well, when the door is locked and the master is inside and you knock, the master's going to say, I don't know where you are from. He said, in the gospel it says that twice. I don't know where you are from. And they said, well, we ate with you, we did all these things. I don't know where you are from. And so that's a good question. Where are we from? How about this? The more intimate a relationship is, of any kind, with God or spouse or friends, the more intimate, the less you wonder and ask, are we doing it right? Is this okay? Are you coming from the relationship, or are you coming from a fear of not belonging? Wanting to belong. I'll do anything. I won't look you in the eye. What's going on in this gospel today, one side is that at the end it says the last will be first and the first will be last. The first would be the people of God, Israel. They were there first, and God began to relate with them by saying, do this, and that became the law. This is what it is for you to be in a relationship with me. You do the right thing. With Jesus, it's not so much my relationship with God, but God's relationship with me. And Jesus is saying that if you are coming from a fear of belonging, you don't understand who I am. You belong because I came to embrace you. What you do then is not what you should do, but what does the relationship move you to want to do? Very big switch. So that Jesus is saying, if you are coming from fear, I don't know where you are coming from. If you are coming from a preoccupation with what you are doing to attract God's appreciation, I don't know where you are coming from. But the last, who will be first, are those who come through the door of Jesus, not to be appreciated, but to be saved. Not that I relate with God, but I receive God's relationship with me, intense as it is, the relationship. Another thing about relationships that I've watched and experienced, the more intense a relationship is, the more intimate, the less it can be explained. Not only is it, what are we supposed to do, but I can't even explain the relationship. How do you love her? How do you love him? When I'm preparing people for marriage, and they say, don't ask, there are no words for it. Right. There are no words for what you are supposed to do. There's laws, there's dictates, but if you come from that, Jesus said, I don't know where you're coming from. But if you are coming from the relationship that I was with you, you say, yeah, we ate with you, we did this with you, but did you let me eat with you? Did you let me influence you, touch you? No, you were too preoccupied with what you were doing. You were doing it maybe correctly according to the law, but it wasn't relational. And so the spirituality of the Eucharist, one of the ways you know the Eucharist is in your life is that you can't actually explain the Eucharist, the intimacy, except this. We explain the Eucharist, we explain the love that God has for us in Jesus by how we live it, not how we are supposed to live it, not exact actions, but what does the relationship call you to do? That's what we are supposed to do then. We are supposed to ask ourselves, not what we are supposed to do, but given the relationship that God has with me, what do I want to do? I want to forgive, I want to love, I want to live the Eucharist. I want to live generously. Excuse me. So we receive the Word of God, we receive the Eucharist, not doing what we are supposed to, but what the Eucharist moves us to do. How does the Eucharist want to come out in our gestures? So it's not, what do I have to do for God to open the door for me? I have to let the door be opened by Jesus to come to me, and he invites me. Not invites me to be fearful, am I doing the right thing, but to be rejoicing that I am doing the right thing if I test my spirit, if I discern, is this the right thing to do? And so we say, I just want to do what's right. What's right is not coming from outside, it's coming from inside. And that intimacy is not explainable, it's expressible. I do what's in me because the Lord has opened the door and invited himself, not me in, but invited himself through my door into my heart. Jesus, keep coming to me and through me.